yo! Today I want to talk about I Care a Lot because I care a lot about this movie. But no, seriously, that movie was very good. I enjoyed it so much. I was actually surprised myself. This movie is about a power-hungry woman that wants to take money from the elderly, put them in retirement homes and charge them a lot of money for it. Also take their belongings, sell them with the profit, maybe keep something if possible. One fatal day, she finds and evicts an elderly lady, very healthy, and she and her doctor decide, you know what? No, she needs a state ward. So they fake some documents, go before court. The court rules, okay, you know what? Yep, you need to go to a retirement home. And within that, she always states that she cares about the elderly and it's her job to care. And I care a lot. Roll credits, you know? And in the very beginning, there is also another court scene in which a man tries to sue her because he's not allowed to see his mother. The court rules against him. And he and the woman have a nice conversation in which she's very arrogant and says to him to basically fuck off. He threatens her, but she doesn't really take it very serious. Anyways, they take the woman in, Jennifer, but I do not know that Jennifer is actually not Jennifer because that's a stolen identity. Because her son is the leader of the Russian mafia and he wants to protect his mum that he loves dearly. And when she does not show up to the usual appointment, he's trying to get her back. So he sends a lawyer to our lovely protagonist and that tries to sue her but doesn't work, and then he's trying to threaten her and arrogantly, it doesn't work. And then he's trying to bribe her with $300,000. She states, you know what? No, give me $5 million. He goes. The next step for them, for the Russian mafia guy, is obviously to send two idiots in a retirement home with guns to get the nana back. Our protagonist, Marla, and her girlfriend that looks like the human being equivalent of Anna from the Atlantis Disney movie, just show up completely self-confident without a care in the world. Show up to people with guns with a baseball bat. Just casually walk over, beat the shit out of them and bring the nana back into the retirement home. And oh my gosh, that scene is pure gold. I love that scene so much. Jennifer's son, portrayed by Peter Dinklage, sits in the car and just watches this happen and decides, okay, enough is enough. He kidnaps Marla, who again gives us zero cares in this world, is tied to a chair in the middle of the night, and this Russian mafioso is threatening her, and she's just there like, yeah, how about you give me 10 million and I'ma let your mama go. And he's like, no, screw you, kill her. So they try to kill her, it fails somehow, so they put her in a car and they want to go down in a lake. But she wakes up beforehand. She can't stop the car, but she breaks out of the car. Not sure why she just doesn't open, like, the car doors. Anyway, she just goes out, casually walks the exact same road her attempted killers were trying to murder her, to a gas stop and puts on some clothes and tries to heat herself up on, like, a hot dog station. Quite nice. And she drives home, where her girlfriend was trying to get her passports because they forgot them when they were fleeing, because that's the stuff you forget. She's severely beaten up, and there's gas all over the house, and instead of looking for where the spark might come from to light up the gas, she just, I mean, they stay there for what feels like forever, and like 20 meters when they're away from the house, everything explodes. But anyways, they make it out. They come up with a crazy plan that works somehow. And it's just brilliant. I was just there sitting there excitingly watching what's going on and being like, yeah, that's cool. That's great. Yeah, I want to see them fuck up Peter Dinklage very hard at this point. I mean, they were terrible, but everyone in this movie was terrible, to be honest. So they just casually walk up to where the Russian mafioso works, as they have some sort of knowledge about the care facilities. They know what they have to inject him to make him unconscious. And they drive him to the woods, strip him of all of his clothes, and give him a lethal doses, or a close to lethal doses of something. And in the morning, a jogger finds him and thinks that he OD'd himself. So he calls an ambulance, and he's classified as a Jane Doe and is given into the state and a caregiver. And obviously, that's going to be Marla. So they now somewhat switched power dynamics, and they have a very interesting dialogue, an exchange. And he says, you know what? I hate you. I really do. But I have to admit, you beat me. And how about I'm not giving you money, but the two of us work together and we create this multi-million business with scamming old people. She thinks about it, she agrees to it, and she gets her wish. She gets to be rich and free and give zero cares in the world, to be honest. And then it ends with them having an interview that she totally fakes. Comes out, and that could be our happy end for all those terrible people, you know? And to be honest, I would have liked that ending. But that's not reality. Because in reality, except you're from the politician, stuff that you do occasionally or most likely have consequences. And old people happen to die. And so does the mother of the man introduced in the very beginning. His mother died. He goes totally nuts and guns her down. She's falling down, she's dying on the floor, and she actually dies. Because that was her fatal flaw. She did not care in the slightest about the elderly, about what consequences they have. She was completely arrogant and careless. And it was amazing, the whole movie, throughout. But in the end, her not caring and her being arrogant was ultimately her downfall, and I really liked that about the movie. So I would have liked it would have been like a happy ending, in quotation marks. But I also liked that they were actually saying, okay, there was this one person, he was mentally maybe somewhat unstable, and he just snapped. And maybe you should have given it more thought. You should have cared more. And that's why I really care about this movie, because this movie is great. And I wish there would be more movies like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. What do you think about this movie? Do you like it?